Hi everyone, it's great to see you again today. It's Wednesday and I have no clue what the date is. No doubt once I set this away, I'll check what the date is. And we're in 3 John, and it strikes me that two of the main themes that he writes about is he writes about the love of God, because love was really, John's Gospel, the writer here, he wrote John's Gospel, and the main theme of that was love. But to me, it seems that these books, it's love and truth. Love and truth. John seems to be not quite obsessed, but he's yes, his message is one of love, that God is love, and his message that God is truth, and that God is truth, and that love and truth, they don't change. In this world that we live in today, the whole thing with there's loads of information outside. There's loads of people's opinions about different things, and the whole question is what is truth? And I keep coming back to that. What Pilate said when Jesus stood before him. He said, "Well, what is truth? What is truth?" When there are so many different opinions out there, and it's good for people to have opinions, but we've lost what is truth. What is the truth about God? And there's so many fake kind of things out there. There's so many things that look like Christianity, that are different changes, where they've changed beliefs and things, and where essentially they've forgotten some of the key central truths: that Jesus is the Son of God, that Jesus that he was born to a virgin, that he lived on this earth. God came to earth, lived on this earth, paid the price for us, died on the cross, and was risen again, and rose again to the right hand of the Father. Some of the key things of truth. And so here we are in 3 John, and it says this, 3 John, chapter 1, verse 3. Well, there's only one chapter in there. So 3 John, chapter 1, verse 3. Some of the traveling teachers recently returned and made me very happy by telling me about your faithfulness, and you are living according to the truth. And there we have it again, that you're living according to the truth. So one of the other translations are, when I look at the Blue Letter Bible, and that gives you kind of the Greek kind of stuff. So if you ever want to have a look at there, want to have a look at some of the Greek, the words, what it means, where they've been used before, how many times they've been used in the Bible. Same with the Hebrew, the Blue Letter Bible. That I use that quite a lot of the time. When it says that, and one of the key versions is the New American Standard Version, and it says he calls it brothers there, and the Greek word there is adelphos. So you could equally say that as traveling. In my version, New Living Translation, it's called it traveling teachers, but equally it says brothers, the brethren, brothers in Christ. So some of the brothers, it's obviously these are preachers who are going around. So he had this itinerant ministry, going around to the different churches, and preaching and encouraging them, going from the main church in the area, and travelling around and strengthening the smaller churches out in the outlying in districts. And this kind of rule could even be, probably like being apostles. But they recently returned and made me very happy by telling me about your faithfulness. Faithfulness is another thing that doesn't change. Faithfulness, again, in our country, in the West, in fact, in the world, faithfulness is another one of those things that's been eroded. It's been eroded over time, because there's a lot of faithlessness around in our world. So that when things get too difficult, we see it a lot in marriage. We see that a lot in marriage, where people kind of think, well, I've done it, I've given my best, and they walk away, because they are not their image of or their understanding of faithfulness is changed. It's changed. It's not, and faithfulness is one of those things that does not change. Faithfulness does not change, and it's a real quality I love, and I admire. Same as love doesn't change, truth doesn't change, faithfulness does not change. And I'm blessed, we've got many people in our church who are faithful, who, when the going gets tough, saying says, the tough gets going. And that doesn't mean going somewhere else to another church where it's easier or where it's less difficult. They stick in, they dig in, and it says at the end of the day, the Bible says at the end of the day that you will be standing in the truth. And faithfulness is one of those qualities that I believe has been eroded, and there's much less faithfulness around in the world, and particularly as well in the Christian church. That when things get too difficult, there's another church down the road, and I'll just go there and I'll just do that. And I thank God for those who are standing with us and standing faithful, because the way we present the gospel, our understanding does change. Because when I read what we read about in Acts, when I read about what I read in the Bible, how the church was, then we need to change, because we are not like that. We are not experiencing that power. So we need to change things. Plus the fact the way we're living in the 21st century, our culture has changed. So the way we present the message totally changes. But truth does not change. Love does not change. Faithfulness does not change. And John is here writing to his friend Gaius, who I believe is one of his disciples. He led him to faith. And he said, it makes me very happy by telling me about your faithfulness, and you are living according to the truth. So my message in closing today would be this: live according to the truth. Live according to the truth. And the truth, as the Bible says, the truth will set you free. If you live according to the truth will set you free. If you live according to the faithfulness, you will accomplish so much. If you're faithful, you'll live in the love of God. It will just be amazing. So trust you have a good day today. Take care. God bless. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. And have a good day.